The Knicks are a team that has a lot of potential. They've shown their upside this season, 8-game winning streak recently, and they also have shown their downside this season. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that need to change, that I want to change in order for the New York Knicks to be successful. And also, what can we expect from the New York Knicks throughout the rest of the season? If you haven't known already, my name is Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'm a huge Knicks fan. I've been watching them play for many years, and I honestly think this team has a lot of potential as long as they play together, stick together. First, let's get into their current roster. The New York Knicks have a trio. They have RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson. Those three have been playing tremendously throughout the start of this season. Jalen Brunson has been playing like an all-star. RJ Barrett has picked it up in these last few weeks, and Julius Randle is putting up all-star numbers. Those three have played incredible, especially during the 8-game winning streak that the New York Knicks had. Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett provide a lot of stability to this roster, while Julius Randle has turned himself into an all-star player. But with the trading deadline looming in February, it's unclear what the New York Knicks will do as an organization. Recent rumors have come out that the Knicks are looking into maybe trading a few pieces, moving a couple of pieces around to improve this roster. Zach Lavine, Tobias Harris rumor just came out. However, with their record sitting just above 500, many people believe that the Knicks may just try to go for it now with their current roster rather than move pieces around, move draft picks around to improve it. Only time will tell whether or not they decide to be all in at the trading deadline or look ahead to build towards next season. Me personally, I believe that they should add a couple of pieces during this trading deadline. Currently, they're a top 6 team in the East. Obviously, if you have Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett playing at all-star levels, which they have been, if you add a shooter, 3-and-D guy off the bench, I think it'll really help the team drastically. I'm not saying give up a lot. I'm not saying trade X amount of draft picks, but if you can build on this season, trade some of your seconds away, maybe a first for a 3-and-D guy coming off the bench, or maybe another starter. Don't get too crazy, but I think it's going to be interesting come February what the New York Knicks decide to do as an organization. Now let's talk about the Knicks playing style during this last run. This season, the Knicks are excelling under Tom Thibodeau. With the 9-man rotation that he went to, it's helping them on the defensive end, bringing in Deuce McBride, pairing him with Grimes off the bench, Emmanuel quickly. It's really helping everyone sustain consistency, and that's important in the NBA. At the heart of their offense is Jalen Brunson, the all-star point guard. His tenacity and commitment to the team make him a leader both on and off the court. New York has taken a significant move forward with Jalen Brunson facilitating plays while staying in concert with the lineup that includes RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Emmanuel quickly, Mitchell Robinson, and more. The team has come much more unified and focused thanks to the style of Tom Thibodeau. Going to that 9-man rotation, it helped out the team tremendously. We all know he emphasizes playing defense first, but at the same time, he's also finding high percentage shots for the New York Knicks. He's getting the Knicks into their sweet spot. RJ Barrett's finding his sweet spot, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson. Look, it took some time for them to get it going early on in the season, but now it's looking like they're actually building some team chemistry, and it's showing up in the box scores and it's showing up in their record. The one caveat I would say is that the New York Knicks still haven't figured out the zone defense. It seems like every team is coming into Madison Square Garden, whether the Knicks are home or whether the Knicks are away. The Knicks are being played zone a lot, and teams are going zone. The Knicks still can't figure out their zone defense. It's a problem. It's been happening for many years now. And most of that has to do with the Knicks not having great, efficient shooters on the court. But still, that should not be an issue with figuring out the zone. And they have to go to the drawing board, practice zone in practice. And I do think they're doing that. But it's just frustrating that every game, it seems like the opponent team is going zone on the Knicks, and they just can't figure it out. Trade rumors. Now let's talk about Zach Lavine trade rumors and Tobias Harris. A few weeks ago, Woj came out with a report that the New York Knicks are eyeing Zach Lavine from Chicago. A few days ago, Ian Begley said the New York Knicks are eyeing Tobias Harris from the Philadelphia 76ers. Look, Zach Lavine is a superstar in the NBA, but yet the Chicago Bulls are looking to unload him, according to recent trade rumors. It's a bit surprising given his talent and ability, but his contract is huge, which might be a turnoff for many teams in the NBA. There has been much talk of the New York Knicks acquiring him with their draft picks a part of the compensation package. This would certainly be an upgrade for both teams if it is true, as it would provide obviously a great player for the New York Knicks and some extra resources for the Bulls to pay off their hefty deal with Lavine. In my opinion, I don't think Lavine is the right answer for the New York Knicks. His contract, once again, is massive. Look, Lavine is a good player. I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but in my opinion, it's just not what the Knicks need right now. Regarding Tobias Harris, when that report came out from Ian Begley, it was interesting to me because after this year, Tobias Harris has another year on his deal. You can say it was an overpay. You can say Tobias Harris hasn't lived up to that contract, but I do think Tobias Harris is a Tom Thibodeau type of player. Look, he plays solid defense. He could shoot the three. He's big. And that coming off the bench, to me, would take this team to another level. Maybe it can propel them into being a top 5 team in the East, but look, I'm intrigued by Tobias Harris, whether or not the Knicks can figure out some type of package going to the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, you have to make the contract match. You have to make the money work, whether that's dealing Evan Fournier, pairing Evan Fournier with maybe an Obi Toppin, maybe, a draft pick here and there to make the contract work. But I do think Tobias Harris, it's intriguing. I'm really starting to warm up to the idea of Tobias Harris. But again, these are decisions that the Knicks front office has to deal with, and this trading deadline is coming up, so we can't wait and see what they decide to cook up. All right, now I'm going to get into some predictions for the Knicks throughout the season. It is December, almost January now, and the New York Knicks are sitting just above 500. I have big hopes for the New York Knicks this season, and I have big hopes for what they can accomplish, what they can do during this trading deadline, this upcoming draft, all their draft picks that they have in this elite draft class. So, the future is exciting right now to be a New York Knicks fan when it comes to pairing all of that together in a lump sum. But during this season, as long as they keep it up on the defensive end, as long as they keep their top-notch defensive intensity, during the last 8-game winning streak, they were number 1 in the NBA in terms of defensive rating, and it was showing up in the win column. They were playing defense. They were getting after it on ball screens. They were playing lockdown defense, and most of that had to do with players buying in. Players are starting to buy in. Everything clicked from a few weeks ago when the Knicks were losing a bunch of games in Madison Square Garden, having disaster after disaster, the OKC game, the Mavs game. It was awful. It was bad. I believe that they are a playoff team in the East. I do believe that they can crack the top 6 in the East. If they could strike a deal at the trading deadline, it would be huge. Depending what you acquire, depending what you give up, obviously, let's not give up too much. But if they could strike while the iron's hot, let's say this team goes on a run come February. We're in the top 6 in the East. We strike a deal, and that would be exciting. That would bring joy to the fan base. Shows us, the fans, that you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. Tell the guys in the locker room, look, we believe in you. We're adding this piece, so maybe you guys can go an extra round in the playoffs. Who knows? Not saying, they can go far in the playoffs, a deep run to the NBA Finals or nothing, but look, we have tons of draft picks and we have assets to add a piece during the trading deadline, and it's, in my opinion, it will be time to use them. Strike while the iron's hot. And, with the determination of the team, I'm excited to see where this team can go. Right now you have the top teams, obviously. Boston, Milwaukee, some people would say Cleveland. Brooklyn's playing really well right now. So obviously those teams are going to be the cream of the top, but the East is open. And if the New York Knicks can add a few pieces here and there, take advantage of some things, take advantage of a matchup, maybe get matched up with a team that you're better than, who knows, right? I'll be here all year doing Knicks videos for you guys, content, pushing out live streams. So appreciate you guys watching all the way through. So let's just say it. Go Knicks.